it will take away jobs. It will take away jobs in the process of creating fewer jobs. Dr. Singhvi's response to that. Then I'm moving to the next point.
So exactly, Arnab, I think I have reasonably established that they will bring in jobs as far as Walmart and their competitors are concerned. Now the question, will they take away jobs? That is absolutely unbelievable, and there is absolutely no empirical evidence to support it. Consider, there are two levels. One is the small individual corner mom and pop kirana shop. Can we just complete? Let me just complete. It is not at all possible to suppose that a Walmart kind of operation, and let's not just use Walmart, any other similar kind of operation, will take away, because there are already in India reasonable, bigger, medium-sized shops which have not taken away those kirana shop employment. Second, there is a whole chain of employment which will be generated by the capital investment involved. Supply chains, cold storage chains, providing from, as they say, farm to fork, a whole continuous integrated chain. These are all employment generating activities. Salesmanship and other jobs for our young people. Where can the jobs go? I fail to understand. Does anybody believe that what I have to get from my corner grocer shop, will there be a Walmart every corner of every colony in Delhi? It's unbelievable. Let us assume they are not far away at 30 kilometers.
2 points tonight. I move to point number 2.
4 or
Good
5
points on both sides. Point number 2 tonight, Abhishek Singhvi. Point number 2 is local business will suffer. Yes. On the issue local business will suffer, Chandan Mitra, Sushma Swaraj gives the name, cites one particular burger chain. I'm not fast food chain. I'm not taking the name on Newsa. And he says this fast food chain does not make buy potatoes from our farmers. Kapil Sibal takes the example of another MNC, a soft drink manufacturer which also manufactures chips, and takes up the example of the state where you're from, West Bengal, to say that they started off buying 22,000 metric tons of potatoes in 2010. My question to you tonight is, why are you being selective in the example that you cite to try and draw this large theory that these companies import potatoes? I mean, this kind of argument, Chandan Mitra, will it really hold, given the facts that have been presented by Kapil Sibal?
Okay. Arnab, you are asking me why I am being selective or we are being selective. Mr. Kapil Sibal talked about PepsiCo in West Bengal in 2010. You know, in the very same year, 2010, farmers in West Bengal, particularly which is my home district of Hooghly, were actually throwing out sacks of potatoes from their fields onto the roads and waiting for passing trucks and vehicles to crash them, because they said it was actually the price they were getting was only 50 paisa per kilo of aloo, which was not worth selling or taking to the market. So, if in some particular area PepsiCo has entered into contract farming with some lucrative price at that point of time, next year they won't. And that is our point, that the predatory pricing which these MNCs do, they will first attract and offer lollipops, and having got people over on their side, both consumers and farmers, then they will squeeze their neck.
I give a 30-second rebut on this important point of local business will suffer.
Yes.
To Abhishek Manu Singh.
Very important.
Then I move to point 3.
You should not, Arnab, you should not be hesitant in using the names used in the Lok Sabha today. The leader of the opposition to the Lok Sabha categorically painted a doomsday scenario, a highly exaggerated artificial imaginary scenario, saying, where do the potatoes come from? The potatoes are imported in tons, and ships and planes arrive with potatoes. And this MNC, and she took the name McDonald's, does not use any potatoes because they say that the potatoes we need are bigger outside and they are too small in India. Now, the beauty of this is, Arnab, that there was a clarification in the evening, not from the Congress, but from McDonald's, which issued a written statement saying that we do not import, and everything we do, I repeat, everything we do is local, homegrown, local sourced products. And they said, except in extremely rare cases of emergency, we do not import potatoes. That's the kind of exaggerated doomsday scenario which the BJP is painting only to create a
Chandan Mitra, why this hype?
For petty gains.
Why this
That's
exaggeration?
Actually false.
Was it necessary?
Actually false.
No, you see, this point is illustrative. Was it necessary or not necessary is not material. The fact is that these companies, when they come to India, they may source products from Indian farmers for a while, but then they move here and there, and they will obviously, they are global chains. They will buy things from wherever it's cheapest. And therefore, there is no guarantee that they will buy Indian farm products for any length of time, and if the price is cheaper in Bolivia, they will import it from Bolivia. So that is the only point that needs to be made here, is that this is the entire international experience, that initially
Chandan Mitra, my point number 3 tonight.
To agree to
my point number 3, which is an extension of the point. You yourself are saying they will source it from wherever is appropriate, right? You yourself are saying, Dr. Chandan Mitra, they will source it from wherever is appropriate. Yeah. Now, I find today that Saugata Roy and Sushma Swaraj, they also make this point about China will benefit from introducing FDI in India. One point. Chandan Mitra, I don't know your experience. The argument made by the opposition is 70% of goods sold in the supermarkets will be procured from China, factories will open to China, traders will prosper in China at the expense of poor Indians. Chandan Mitra, you go to any Indian supermarket today and you check out where these so-called Indian names and foreign brands also are sourcing their electronics, manufactured products from. Won't you find it? Even in today's context, it doesn't take a Walmart for that. Would you not concede any Indian supermarket you go to, you would find many of the products to be made in China. So why this hype over procuring from China?
No, there's no hype. No hype. The fact is that Chinese goods have flooded the market, and their consumer goods, which are of pathetic quality but extremely cheap, have lured many Indian customers to get fooled. And that is the bigger worry, that firstly these factories will open in China. I am not talking about high quality electronic stuff. I mean, yours and my iPad and other products are all made in China, but those are made to great specification by Western.
No, Kapil Sibal says Walmart has not been able to sink its roots in China. How will the country benefit out of the business there?
No, Walmart is in China.
Did you overhype the China angle?
FDI is allowed.
Chandan Mitra, would you concede you created a nightmare situation?
Now all consumer goods are being produced in China at dirt cheap rates, with quality not assured, but they are very cheap because there is virtual slave labor. And therefore, Indian consumer goods manufacturers will not be able to compete, especially when this happens at a very large scale, like Walmart or Carrefour and so on and so forth. And Kapil Sibal's stupid argument that people in his constituency move around in two-wheelers and therefore they don't have the place to keep a TV in their house, means they won't buy TV. Now, if they're not going to buy anything from these companies, why the hell are they coming here in the first place? I have failed to understand the logic of Mr.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi, last point to you tonight. Walmart sources 82%, according to the opposition, 82% of its goods from China. Therefore, when Walmart proliferates the Indian market, what is being said is China will see growth in manufacturing. China will see growth, therefore, in employment. We will become a country that only purchases Chinese goods. Manufacturing in China will grow at our expense. Your response, and then we'll wrap this debate up.
Completely false, and this is part of this whole scaremongering exaggeration process. Huge things are thrown which are factually so false as to be funny. Two simple answers to the last question, Arnav. First, as far as China is concerned, Chinese wages are rising fast. Indian wages are not rising so fast, and therefore people are much more interested in using Indian labor now than Chinese labor. That's the first point. The second is that it is forgotten that this requirement of FDI in multi-brand retail has a 30% mandatory local sourcing requirement. You must locally source 30% of your investment. That's a huge amount.
Only 30%. Only 30%.
Only 30%.
That's not only. You must. No. This is local sourcing as a start. Once you get integrated here, you'll be getting more and more. And there is absolutely no evidence that people will spend transportation costs to import expensive stuff all the way from
There's no
China.
guarantee of that. There is no guarantee of that, Chandan Mitra.
Cheap Indian labour market.
There's no guarantee of that, Abhishek Singhvi. 30% is a bottom threshold. There is no guarantee of how it has to grow to 50 or 60%.
Chinese wages are rising.
Of course, that's a condition. 30% is a condition, and transportation costs do not permit you to import everything. See, ultimately, if cheaper things come from China, let me ask you one thing, Arnab. Today, without FDI, don't you and I buy everything from China? If it's cheaper, it's from China. We buy it. So what's the harm? The Indian consumer gets better. But the moment you find an equivalence in cost, where there is transportation problems, there is labor cost, you won't have it from China.
To balance this very interesting debate, Abhishek Singhvi.
One point that, you see, I am astounded, Arnab, that Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi is pinning all his hopes on wages in China going up faster and faster and outstripping wages in India.
Of course.
So that they come back.
Look at the figures.
This is idle hope, because this is breaking news. It is breaking news that Chinese wages, and if you believe Chinese statistics, Mr. Singhvi, I mean, I can only feel sorry for you. And but if Chinese wages are going to rise and make Indian products viable, I think good luck to you. It's not going to happen.
Well, I'm only happy here, Chandan Mitra and Abhishek Manu Singhvi, that there's been a robust debate in Parliament today, and I'm even happier that we've had a fairly stimulating debate on Section 1 tonight, with both sides hearing each other. I thank you both for joining me on FDI debate tonight. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.